Okay, yo, I'm on my podium. What you're looking at right now is Medellin, depending on how you pronounce it in Spanish. These outside is like the barrio climbing up the mountain, which is extremely impressive. You wouldn't believe it. Sort of like favelas climbing up. Anyway, I'm in Colombia, not British Columbia, but actually Colombia. I made it with my car and everything. And this is going to be a ridiculously long babble. But I'll do it my best. I'll give it my best and see what we can do with it. So I guess the last time I talked to you, I was in Montana. No, I was in Washington, actually, Washington State, our neighbors to the south for you British Columbians out there. And I was actually at this place called Trout Lake Campground, like less than 50 kilometers as the crow flies from the Canadian border. And now I'm in Colombia in South America. Anyway, so a lot has happened. So I left Trout Lake Campground in Washington and had to come back through Spokane, and then went to Big Pine Campground, which is in Montana, sort of near Superior. And you can see my eyes shifting down the computer because it's been like 6 months, so I'm just kind of following some of the notes that I took. Anyway, Big Pine Campground. On the way there, I had to go through Idaho, and after being in Washington State with so many fires this summer, I could not believe how clean like the forest in Idaho was. Like no fires, perfect, very dense forest, green trees, perfect blue sky. I was like, what? Like Idaho, secret weapon, and sort of going into Montana as well. So super healthy there for the environment. Anyway, so get into Montana and Big Pine Campground. Again, I'm totally scared of bears at this point. I'm going to skip Glacier National Park because I'm heading down to Colorado to meet up with Shiloh. But totally scared of bears. So I pull into this thing, and of course there's like bear signs, like warnings and stuff like that, like hide your food, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it was getting kind of late, so I pulled into like this stop, tucked into the trees. It was pretty cool. And went to bed there in my tent and was like, please bears, don't kill me. And of course they didn't. Some other campers laughed and said like, oh, I've been here coming for 20 years, there's never been any bears, or blah, blah, blah. But yeah, no big deal. So then I think I was there for 3 nights. The first night I just set up, went to bed. The next day I went into a library because I had to do a bunch of like route planning and stuff like that. And it was a little city, I guess if that was Superior, Montana, that I went into. And Montana's got like a really weird vibe. Like a lot of rivers, these are high up in the mountains. But the towns are very strange. Like I can't really think of any other place I've been to with that same vibe. Sort of feels like a ski resort. It's like mixed with a ghost town kind of thing. Anyway, so yeah, I went there for the first day, and the second day, wandered down this dirt road that goes along this river. Do I know the name of that river? Well, whatever. Anyway, some river by Superior, Montana. Big Pine Campground. Wandered down that river, found a little sandy spot to chill out on. Pseudo Kamloops, Pioneer Park beach style. But yeah, just like lots of stuff like trees and whatnot. Typical Montana, dry countryside. Some very Kamloops looking sections as well, and a lot of people fishing on that river. So I think I spent like 3 nights there, and then next spot I headed over to was Flint Creek Campground. That's near Phillipsburg, Montana. Phillipsburg is crazy. It's like this totally historic town. It's like super small, but like tourists come in by the dozens in the summer, more than dozens, like hundreds in the summer. It feels just like 3-street little town. And but Flint Creek is like this sort of like little forest camping site just off of there, and it's not really expansive or anything like that. Like it's just sort of like right beside a creek. Again, bear warning signs. So I was like, oh god, this is gonna be great, but it wasn't. And that site was weird. It was kind of mixed in with this like hydroelectric plant thing. So kind of strange, but anyway. So I think the first day I went into Phillipsburg, and I've got some video of that for you, like a strange little historic town type vibe, like I was saying. And then I think the second day I went into a place called Anaconda, which you lift up a bit from the Flint Creek site, and there's like this flat lake up there, and then there's like this sort of another historic town, but much bigger. And I went to the library there and did more route planning, and then like came back down because there really there weren't any hikes to do at Flint Creek. And the landscape was much the same, very Kamloopsy in some regards, but a little greener. So I left there after, I think I spent 3 nights there as well, and I headed to Pelican Fishing Access. Actually, no, I did a night in Helena, Montana first, I believe. Let me just check here. Yeah, so I went up to Helena, Montana for a hotel night because I'd been in Washington camping. I hadn't had a hotel night in over a week, and I was like dirty, needed a shower, whatever. So I went to Helena, and then came back down to this site, Pelican Fishing Access, and that was way different. It was like now I was no longer in the forest and the green area. I was totally in the grasslands. You could see the mountains, like the Rockies. guess that's what they are. Yeah, I'm so far away from home right now that my brain's just spinning. But anyway, in terms of trying to remember it all. But yeah, you could see the Rockies, but it was all grasslands. And I definitely have like a major love for the grasslands. Like that golden color when the sun's hitting it. Oh, it's so good. So this was right along a river as well, a bigger river. This site was pretty ghetto. It was like a sort of a fishing access site, so there was just one spot if you wanted to camp, and I got it. And then later on that night, a guy on a motorcycle came in, and he's like, can I share this with you? So he was at the spot too. And I stayed there 2 nights, and I think I went to the nearby town for that one, which was Big Timber. Or maybe I went to a different one, like a library in a different town. Let's see here. No, I went to Big Timber, and that one wasn't that weird Montana vibe. Like it wasn't that sort of mountain ski style. I guess we're out of the mountains now, more to the grasslands, so it was a little different. But yeah, I went in there, and that was pretty normal. But yeah, cool, like a little river that, like I said, love the grasslands, super awesome. No bears to worry about in that kind of terrain or anything like that. And like I was saying with Montana in general, Montana, because I also came through Missoula at one point, earlier I guess. And Missoula, I remember having a Big Sky track and field championship there when I ran for Northern Arizona in Flagstaff. And I think I like went to a grocery store in Missoula when I was passing through. That was like right by where our hotel was, right across from the track where we were competing. And Missoula has like the best vibes. It's like got this big river that rolls through the town. Total Kamloops like valley style, but way more hippie, which is good and bad. But like like Montana, everyone floats. Like if you think people float in Kamloops on the river, nothing compared to Montana. It's like, in Missoula particularly, it's like way, way more. But anyway, it was a really cool town coming through that. That was earlier. So like I say, the last one I talked to you about was Pelican Fishing Access, like pretty basic spot. Then I passed through Billings on my way to Wyoming.